Brother lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to brand new video. The Premier League is back. Today we have a couple of games, and Arsenal is one of those teams that will be in action tonight. We're going to be doing my predicted 11 for Arsenal versus West Ham. Who do we expect to be starting? I think Eddie Nketiah is now really nervous, but he's going to be in my starting lineup for the first time this season. I think we have to make a few changes depending on who is actually around and the time of amount of time these players spent at the World Cup. I think Mikel will want to make a couple of changes, but I don't think they're gonna be very massive changes. But of course, you're gonna let me know in the comment section which starting 11 do you want to see. What is our best starting 11 right now, with a few injuries including Alexander Zinchenko, Emil Smith-Rowe, Reece Nelson, and Gabriel Jesus, of course. But in terms of the team news for Arsenal, all the other players are actually available. All the other players are around. So I don't think, unless we have a late injury, I don't expect any shockers. I don't expect any weaker team than we already have right about now. Hit the like button. Let's get this video to 400 likes. I'm going to be sharing my prediction in this video. Yesterday I said Arsenal would win, and I still stand by that. My early prediction was that West Ham could only get at least a point. And that is the best they can get from this game. I'm not changing my mind. I'm going to go with a bold score prediction that I think many of you will actually not even imagine, okay? So I'm going to go Arsenal 3, West Ham 2. And that one is a prediction that I've actually thought about, and I've thought about all these previous fixtures where we played West Ham. I think it's a high scoring game always. I think they always concede a lot of goals against Arsenal. We always don't concede much, but I think in this game, because we're coming back from the World Cup, because we do not know what to expect, it might be kind of a weird one. It might be kind of an ugly one. I won't be very surprised if Arsenal win this one later in the game, like we score a 70th winner or an 80th winner. I won't be very, very surprised. So I'm going to go Arsenal 3, West Ham 2. They don't have two of their best strikers in Lucas Kamaka and Mikel Antonio. So Jared Bowen might grab one, maybe, and maybe Declan Rice. I don't know. They really struggle to score goals, and that's why I'm saying it might be just a weird one. Arsenal, on our side, I will go with three different goal scorers. Martin Odegaard has always been our goal scorer this campaign. 5 goals in the first 14 games. So I'm going to go with Martin Odegaard. He will score. I'll go with Bukayo Saka. He's been quite, in form ever since we went for the World Cup. The World Cup as well. Yeah, he was quite in form. So I'm going to go with Saka as well to score. And Granit Xhaka. Remember my bet, Arsenal's Granit Xhaka must score 10 goals this campaign in the Premier League. It still stands. Otherwise, I will give away $100, all right? So I'm going to go with Xhaka, Odegaard, and Saka to score for us. Eddie Nketiah will have a massive impact in this game. Martin will have a massive impact in this game as well. So with that said, let's get into my predicted 11. Who do I think will start in this game, and why do I think each and every player must be selected in here? Right, so let's go in goal. I think Aaron Ramsdale. Now, all of our goalkeepers are actually back, which is quite very, very, very positive. All our goalkeepers are back. Matt Sana is also back as well from the World Cup. Ramsdale has been in goal on a couple of occasions, I think, already. So he should be in goal. Decent goalkeeper. But I think for the last part of the campaign, he's going to need to be more than just a decent goalkeeper, especially in games like this where Arsenal are not yet there, or we don't have that rhythm that we had. So maybe you're gonna have a couple of times when West Ham exposes, when West Ham blow up until on goal. So he's going to have to be on his best day in office, especially to stop Jared Bowen, who I think is a very, very mad striker in my opinion. Very, very mad, but also very, very good, okay? Back four actually doesn't change in my opinion, unless you guys have other thoughts. But I think Gabriel has been very, very key for Arsenal when it comes to playing at centre-back. So Gabriel Magalhaes, in my opinion, should be in the team. Paired with, this is where the question is, does he pair with Rob Holding, or does he pair with William Saliba? I think he will pair with Rob Holding. And this is the reason. I think Mikel will decide to give some more time to William Saliba because he came out last of the World Cup. So maybe an extra week, maybe an extra 2-3 days. We might see William Saliba back for the West Ham game. For the Brighton game. And I wouldn't really have any problems. I think Rob Holding has done well so far. During that break, it was a time for him to, step up and show to the manager that if Saliba is not around, if Ben White is not around, then I could be your guy. You can still trust me, although I've not played so many games this campaign. Okay, then at right back is Ben White, who came back from the World Cup early. And that actually worked for us very, very well. I don't know why they are showing me Benjamin White, man. But I want Ben White, okay? So right back, I'm going to play Ben White, who has actually had very, very significant roles to play in that area. White, just can't seem to get him here on my list. And he's, okay, there he comes, Benjamin White. So I think, him coming out of the World Cup was a little bit controversial, but in the end, he's one player you always trust when it comes to playing for Arsenal in Arsenal colours. He's always been absolutely brilliant for us this campaign. At left back, it's definitely going to be Kieran Tierney because Alexander Zinchenko is still suffering from that. I think it's kind of a knee injury. It's kind of, something that has to be got over. I think it will be. It will honestly be. So, Kieran Tierney, Benjamin White, Gabriel Magalhaes, and Rob Holding. That is the back for share your thoughts, okay? 2 changes. Saliba out. And and Alexander Zinchenko out as well. But I think that's a defense that should be all right to beat West Ham at the Emirates Stadium. Now, in midfield, it should be the usual 3. I'm not really making any changes, although I think maybe some players could be dropped, but I think this is the best 11. Thomas Partey in midfield, Granit Xhaka as well accompanying him in midfield, and then Martin Odegaard, the captain, accompanying them as well. So that is the midfield 3. Unless we sign someone remarkable in January, that is going to continue to be Mikel Arteta's midfield 3. I think they have done all right so far this campaign. I don't know what you think. I think they've really, really done well. And look, this is gonna be a midfield battle. Declan Rice, Thomas Susek, Lucas Paqueta versus Xhaka, Partey, and Odegaard. There is a lot of quality in that West Ham side because they also have the likes of Manuel Lanzini in that team. And I just feel like there is something that they've actually not done this campaign. There is something. It's either using Lucas Paqueta right. It's either integrating these new signings into the side. There is something David Moyes has not done right. But there is some quality. Declan Rice, you could argue that maybe in English talent, he's one of the best defensive midfielders. Otherwise, I don't know of many defensive midfielders of his quality. Lucas Paqueta, we've seen what he can do for Brazil. It's just a matter of using him right. Maybe it was a signing that they were not ready for. Maybe it was a signing that Arsenal should have made, in my opinion. But regardless, he's a quality player. He's a very, very good player. And then Thomas Susek, of course, offers them that kind of donkey work and that kind of grind and that kind of ride in midfield, just like Xhaka does. But it's again a midfield battle that these 3 should win. Xhaka with his progressiveness now, Partey with his calmness and sitting into deeper areas, and then Martin Odegaard being everywhere. It's a midfield battle that we should win. It's a midfield battle that I still think if we are gonna win this game, then we have got to control midfield at the Emirates Stadium tonight. The front 3 is where we will have some changes. Reece Nelson is injured, so that means Gabriel Martinelli has no option but coming back into the team right straight away. He's done so well this campaign, many goal involvements for the side, both in the Europa League and the Premier League. I think it's been one of our most consistent performers, apart from Xhaka and William Saliba and Ben White. Okay, I think apart from Xhaka and Saliba, then Martinelli has been our most consistent performer. Because there are times when Gabriel Jesus maybe has dropped off a little bit, but I've not seen that with Gabriel Martinelli all season. He's been absolutely there. Scoring our first goal of the campaign, you remember that. and then ever since that, he's always been on fire. And then, of course, the boy in form, Bukayo Saka. If you're going to win this game, if you're going to score a couple of goals in this game, then Bukayo Saka must play in this game. Now, I've added him as a striker. I don't think that is appropriate. Must play on the right-hand side of the attack, and then down through the middle is Eddie Nketiah. So I would love to get your thoughts here with Eddie. I don't know what you think. Should we play Eddie right down through the middle in this game, or should Mikel Arteta think about introducing Fabio Vieira in this game and then Gabriel Martinelli or Saka down through the middle? Because there's so many options there. Although many people will say Arsenal don't have options, we have so many options up front. We can use Saka as a false 9 or as a number 9, and then Fabio Vieira on the right. We can also use Martinelli as a number 9 and Fabio Vieira, we can use Fabio Vieira on the left and then Gabriel Martinelli down through the middle, okay? So we have quite a couple of options, but for now, that is our best 11. This is our best 11. It's not going to get better than this. I would really want it to get better than that, like have Joao Felix in there, have Mikhailo Modric probably in there, have Tielemans as well in there, but this is our best 11. And we've got to back these guys. We've got to back this team. It's a team that is capable of winning this game 100%. It's a team that I know will pick up 3 points tonight. It's a very important game, like I said. Manchester City have quite a very easy game. And the likes of Tottenham are playing Brentford. So Spurs must also have an easy ride on Boxing Day. Arsenal must win this game. It's not a game where we lose points. It's not a game where we can afford to drop points. It's not a game where we can afford not to score. It's the only thing I will agree with is it's a game where we can afford not to play well. Like, all our players are just coming back. Many of our players are coming back from the World Cup. We're just reassembling the army. So if we don't play well and we win ugly, I will not have a problem with that. I will absolutely be okay. But in terms of not winning, I think this is not the game to drop points at, especially at the end of the year. But let me know your thoughts and predictions in the comment box below. What do you think about my starting lineup? Is it alright? Is it okay? Ramsdale, Tierney, Gabriel, Holding, White, Odegaard, Partey, Xhaka, Saka, Nketiah, and Gabi Martinelli. Is that starting 11 all right? I think the few changes that Mikel will have to make, especially maybe at the 80th or 70th minute, if the game is actually stuck, bring on Fabio Vieira as quickly as he can. Now, I think all eyes are going to be on Eddie Nketiah, but I'm not going to look at Eddie Nketiah only in this game. I'm going to look at Martinelli, I'm going to look at Odegaard, I'm going to look at Xhaka, I'm going to look at Saka, right? Because all those areas have one player that can actually come in and turn this game, Fabio Vieira. He's been doing very well during this preseason time, during this kind of season break. He's been doing very, very well. And Mikel has been so impressed with the work, the coaching staff and all the physical staff have actually done on him. And he said, look, currently, he's actually getting to the levels where we want him. Like I said, I think coming in the window with an injury, it wasn't the right time. It wasn't really the right time for us to judge him. And the fact that Mikel signed him with an injury, it shows you how much he trusts Fabio Vieira, how much he believes Fabio Vieira can actually turn this team around. And we've seen it. We saw it against Milan. We saw it against Juventus. We saw it against Lyon. He's a player that is becoming better every single game, every single day. But then the other players I would love to see maybe is Takehiro Tomiyasu at left back. If Tierney doesn't do well, which is actually always never the case, Tierney is a hard-working guy. Tierney is a very, very principled player. I always look at him and I'm like, he's really getting better. He always tries to give us his best. But if he doesn't do well, then maybe Tomiyasu could be a player. Maybe it could be an option at left back or even right back if Benjamin White isn't selected tonight. But in terms of the starting 11, that is my starting 11. I would love to know yours in the comment section, and be sure I'll speak to you very soon as we dive into West Ham, their strengths, weaknesses, and how they play as a side, and how Arsenal can get the better of them in this game. See you very, very soon. Hit the like button, subscribe. Merry Christmas, Happy Boxing Day, and Happy New Year.